Hammer. The true underdog of the game in, well, pretty much every sense, but it can still sting. Hammer has been in a pretty weird spot considering its viability since day one of its release. If you don't count any reworks, it's actually the most recent style to release as of writing this. Its gimmick is a little bizarre and generally inconsistent, but it's not totally incapable of defending itself. When it comes to general playstyle, Hammer is certainly more so along the lines of a general swarmer or infighter. It's good at playing up close and most benefits from unleashing full strings of attacks in a very short period. However, the first thing stat-wise I want to point out is that Hammer has quite below average dashes. Besides very few others, Hammer is unable to double dash, meaning it can get caught quickly and easily if you move poorly. You will generally be punished by any major mess up with Hammer, which can quickly cause people to stop using it. The good news though is that you can actually benefit from these mess ups as long as you aren't committing them constantly. I say this because Hammer is another style with an ability. This one is called the Body Blow, also known as the Solar Plexus Blow to more knowledgeable boxers. The way this ability works is relatively simple compared to other current abilities. At any point during a fight, whether it be while attacking or not, pressing your ability key will yank your opponent's guard away, rendering it useless for a split second. While their guard is down, your other hand will come up and smash into their liver for some very scary damage and cause some extra drain on their stamina, which is similar to charge but not as brutal. It's a quick, hardy attack that hurts someone who isn't expecting it or paying enough attention. Going back a little, what I meant by mess-ups giving you an edge is that this ability is restored by punches thrown in your own block and not someone else's. While being hurt, your ability will recharge. This recharge rate depends on what style is hitting you and how much they're doing so, but you'll generally get it back after being attacked by about 2 strings, I'd say. This is what makes Hammer a true underdog. If you want a potential edge, you're going to have to risk falling behind. The fact that you have to get your main skill back by allowing yourself to lose is inherently just not that good, I'll be honest. Hammer doesn't even have a very good block to begin with, and you don't get any refill on your body blow by just absorbing normal hits. As such, you're going to struggle with some fall off from time to time, but your body blow damage is really strong and can bring back the game quickly if pulled off. The hit does much more damage than the average heavy and also destroys any non-true damage, which is what makes it so good. Body blow is, of course, a dodgeable attack. It would be just way too strong if you could never avoid it. When Hammer released back in February, it was super buggy and did not function as intended. As such, every single body blow swing worked. It was awful. The first week of Hammer's release was unironically the worst week in the game's history, in my opinion. We all felt the truly insane power of just getting hit with Smash M2 level damage for free every 8 seconds. I really doubt it was intentional, but just, oh my goodness gracious. Thankfully, it's escapable now, though it does take good timing. A person fighting you has to dodge just after their guard disappears to get away. Any later than that and they're soaking the hit in all its glory. Also, you can actually feint your body blow if you feel the need to. Personally, I advise against this as you really kind of just waste the opportunity to deal damage, and now you have to let yourself get hit to get it back. It is an option though, so keep it in your back pocket if you really need some mix-up game in a pinch. Okay, now I'll step back here and talk about something besides the body blow for a second. For the most part, everything regarding your stats is pretty average, maybe slightly above average block damage, but average chip damage, average base damage, blah blah blah. Your M2 might have a slight tiny bit more range than normal, but it's hardly going to be noticeable in the grand scheme. Your normal swings alternate from fist to fist consistently and your heavy is one-sided. Your staggering and poking game is really bad considering how your swings act and how they look, so don't go for too many since you don't even have a counter bonus. Very straightforward and mostly generic by all accounts. The body blow is the biggest thing that makes Hammer special. Regarding your dashes, you do indeed have some of the worst in the game. Woo! You can't ever really escape feints by double dashing, so you're going to have to watch for them with a really keen eye to avoid dying. Most hammers just straight up backdash any heavy they see coming to avoid being obliterated. While viable, that probably won't work forever. In the realm of decent hammer tactics, if you actually want to succeed with Hammer, you're going to have to adopt a kind of hit and run approach. I tried infighting with Hammer and it went, well, absolutely miserable on a few occasions. While sticking close to an opponent can work, your visible swings and weaker block are eventually going to lead to some really bad circumstances. Make sure you get your body blow swing off before backing up a little and letting yourself recover. Try to keep your opponent on your toes with that big swing overall too. Keeping them on edge as to when you'll throw it will make it that much more likely to hit later. You can also land the body blow out of a perfect dodge for free, granted that you have it charged and ready. This is a good way to land it if your opponent can consistently duck out of the way and you just can't use it otherwise. An interesting bonus tip here actually. After a perfect dodge, starting an M1 string and then throwing it will still allow the blow to land, mostly for free. This is because while attacking an opponent from the perfect dodge angle, their dashes are oriented incorrectly because the dash direction corresponds with their body. Therefore, trying to dash left or right will just make them slam into you anyway. In my experience, it's still not 100% guaranteed, as it still missed a few times, but it was much more consistent than it wasn't. Getting that damage off can honestly be the difference between a win or a loss with Hammer, so do what you have to actually hit their liver like you should. So, in the long run, what's going to make you a good Hammer? As of right now, your plan should be to try and land your body blows reliably as you can. Even if you can't get any extra damage off of it by hitting their block a few times, it's always worth it to get that hit to prevent yourself from falling behind. Recharging it isn't easy, and your weak dashes mean that you'll constantly have to be on your toes. However, if you can keep your opponent just as on edge with random swings and good mix-up, you can still give people a run for their money. Every time they think you're getting weaker, you're actually getting stronger as your guard yanking tool comes back into play. Just make sure they can't stay on top of you like they want, and you're going to be fine. With this forceful guide, now complete by me, Dave Pyramid, I can guarantee you'll be a true proof of power in no time. I also actually managed to spin these unusual berserks while getting footage for this video, so maybe playing Hammer gives you luck? I have no idea. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and I hope you learned something. Peace!
Let me break it down for you, Mark.